When we get come, it go solve light, water, road, and security problems. And finally, it go bring peace to River State. So make we give them our total support. Winke, His Excellency Winke. Winke, His Excellency Winke. Cause they no parade.
In modern-day political economy, infrastructure is everything, and entrepreneurs depend on it to build industries, factories, as well as service organizations, just as government institutions depend on infrastructure to function effectively. Infrastructure is the fundamental facilities and systems serving a country, city, and other areas, including the services and facilities necessary for its economy to function. Infrastructure financing plays a critical role in promoting economic growth, improving standard of living, poverty reduction, enhancing productivity, providing competitiveness, and contributes to environmental sustainability. It typically characterizes technical structure such as roads, bridges, tunnels, water supply, electrical grids, telecommunication, and so on. Over the years in Nigeria, infrastructural deficit has remained a hindrance to sustainable economic growth, and the country is currently faced with huge infrastructural gap that has hindered its desire to exploit its rich natural and human resources to stimulate its development.
I'm talking about the project. So that's why you can see some people on pages on television, I've committed my parents' club money to pay salary. Who is talking about salary? We have gone beyond the salary. What I'm talking about, what kind of projects will I do now that will satisfy my people? And that's what we're saying. 2 days ago, the CJN came and flagged up the judges' quarters. And today we're here. Who knows where we'll go tomorrow? On Monday, who knows where we're heading to? So every day we are very busy. If we don't flag up, we'll commission. If we don't flag up, we'll commission.
In Rivers State, several administrations have made efforts at improving infrastructure in the state, leaving much to be desired. It is in realization of this fact that Governor Nyesom Ezenwo-Wike, on assumption of office on May 29, 2015, made infrastructural development his major priority. To demonstrate his commitment to drive infrastructural development to greater heights, the governor has consistently allocated between 65 to 70% of the state's yearly budget for infrastructure and has been persistent in its implementation since his assumption of office. It is this singular action that has enabled the Governor Wike-led administration to continuously churn out projects that are currently dotting the nooks and crannies of the state. One critical area that the governor focused his infrastructural development drive is in the construction and rehabilitation of roads across the state. Before the Governor Wike-led administration, several roads in the state were in dilapidated condition. Several roads started by previous administrations were abandoned, hence making transportation of goods and services difficult. Governor Wike's vision is to provide a safe, reliable, effective transport system to support and grow the state's economy. The Ministries of Works and Transport define the policies and strategize for achieving integrated and sustainable transportation system. Before the present administration, the state transport infrastructure had a range of challenges. Roads and jetties in the state were in poor state for lack of maintenance and repair. Upon assumption of office, Governor Wike prioritized spending for the roads and transport infrastructure sector. In less than 3 years, Governor Wike has invested billions of naira to construct, rehabilitate, and expand existing and new roads across the state. The Operation Zero Potholes program was launched by Governor Wike on his inauguration day, shortly after taking the oath of office. It was designed to ensure the comprehensive rehabilitation of all broken roads within and outside the state capital, as well as complete abandoned projects. Today, several hitherto bad roads in the state have been reconstructed, thereby enhancing movement and economic activities. The roads are also fitted with modern street lights and traffic lights that have also eliminated traffic gridlock at major junctions in the state capital.
One, I came to this ministry and I met so many projects ongoing. I think on the whole, the administration, present administration has awarded about 80 major road projects. And I can tell you that about 38 have been delivered. Of the new ones that have been awarded, 38 have been delivered. We also have the ones we inherited, because of course, this administration will not abandon projects like most other administrations will do. So we chose to take those projects that touch on the lives of the ordinary persons. You can see the garrison, the Transmadi garrison, down to IKC, Elemo, Major Road, which of course, it's I can say it's about 98% or thereabout completed. You can see it. We have to inherit it and we have to ensure that we continue it and we are delivering it by His grace in the next couple of months. And so we have our roads scattered all over the state. The emphasis is not just on the city. Every other place in the state you find projects ongoing. We also have discovered that some of the problems and challenges we have had before now was that the strength of supervision was not giving us the very best. And now with the team of engineers we have who are trained and retrained every now and then, I think we're getting the best from them. In less than no time, I'm sure before the 3rd anniversary, you will see not less than 15 other roads that have been handed over. So it's an ongoing thing. We are delivering the projects every day. New ones have been awarded. But I think all the local governments in Rivers State.
The condition of public schools in the state before Governor Wike's assumption of office can best be described as shanties where school children learn in dilapidated building and unkept environment. Today, the governor has reconstructed several public schools in the state. Worthy of note is the drive to bring back the lost glory of reading culture and boarding system in public schools. Through this initiative, schools like Government Girls Secondary School Rumokuta, Birabi Memorial Grammar School, Government Comprehensive School One, Yemoni Grammar School Abonima, amongst others, have been reconstructed and equipped to a world-class standard. In the same vein, almost 200 primary schools have also been reconstructed across the state in partnership with the Universal Basic Education facilitated by the release of counterpart fund of over 2 billion naira by the state governor.
But we're using this to cover all the other 174 schools, since we cannot go to all the local governments to do this. So we are not just flagging up because of this, but this is like a symbol to show that we want to really focus in terms of education sector to improve the quality of education of our children. We're also not doing this only in the primary schools, we're also doing in the secondary schools. In the next 2-3 months, those of you who will be free, go to government secondary school Ogubolo, go to Yemoni Grammar School, go to Birabi Memorial Grammar School, go to government girls secondary school Rumokuta. We have awarded a contract for equipping all the laboratories. We have awarded a contract to equip all the classrooms so that it will serve as a model. While some governments were using 4-something billion to build one school, we are using 1-something billion to build one school. So you can see the difference is what? Clear. We must have to utilize the little resources we have to the satisfaction of our people.
Taking into consideration where we are coming from before he came on board in the year 2015, I'm sure you have had a look at what is going on at Rumokuta Girls Secondary School. We have remodeled and upgraded the school. The governor has reintroduced boarding system in secondary schools in Rivers State. At Rumokuta Girls Secondary School, we remodeled it, introduced a boarding system, we remodeled the infrastructure, we rebuilt and constructed new laboratories. The teachers will live within the compound. We have developed and equipped and uplifted sporting facilities in that school to modern standard, because you will agree with me that all work, no play makes Ngozi a dull girl. Now we need all-round development. Moving from there, we went to Nyemuni Grammar School in Aponima. We have upgraded that school as well to let that school have boarding facilities and modern sporting facilities as well. If you go to MGS, Birabi Memorial Grammar School, Bori, you will see what is going on there. We have upgraded, we will have a boarding system inside the school. Now, if you go to government secondary school, in Ogubolo local government area, we have one of the best facilities in our schools. There will be boarding system there as well. Now, aside these ones, we have remodeled and upgraded a lot of schools. If you go to government secondary school, One, you will marvel at the edifice we left there, fully equipped. Some of these facilities are to be fitted with furniture and world-class laboratory equipment. In the next few weeks, we will fix those laboratory equipments there. Now, when we move from there, before we came on board, the previous government demolished a school in Abara Eche in the name of erecting a games village. Now the games village didn't come on. They didn't also rebuild the primary school for the Abara community. If you go to Abara community today, this government is rebuilding that primary school. No matter what you do, the man who succeeds you, if he doesn't believe in maintenance culture, there is nothing you can do about it. But be assured, I want to assure you that Governor Nyesom Wike believes in maintenance culture. That's the reason he has said to Rivers people that whatever project that is started by previous governments, it doesn't matter who started it, what he considers is the importance of that project to Rivers people. That's the reason he's investing so much. And therefore, I believe that whoever succeeds him should consider the interests of Rivers people in maintaining these structures that we're putting on ground.
Public health facilities, especially general hospitals in local government areas, were in a sorry state when this governor assumed office. However, these abandoned public general hospitals are currently wearing a new look, as almost all the general hospitals have been rehabilitated, thereby enhancing accessibility of healthcare by the people at the grassroots. In addition, these modern general hospitals are almost being completed in the 3 senatorial districts of the state and will be equipped with modern facilities. The state's secondary health sector, like the Braithwaite Memorial Specialist Hospital, is currently receiving greater attention with the plan to equip it with modern facilities, same as the ongoing building for doctors' quarters.
For the use of our people, to improve the healthcare of our people, in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit.
The state government have started renovating and rehabilitating the Braithwaite Memorial Specialist Hospital. It is evident the innovation and activation is going on. Equipment have been imported from outside the country. Some of the equipment have come in, actually they are being fixed now at BMSH. If you go to BMSH, you see the activities going on. And the other hospitals that are going on are being reactivated. We have 5 zonal hospitals. You have at Okehi, you have at Degima, you have at Bori, you have at Ahoda, and you have at Omok. These 5 zonal hospitals are 108-bed hospitals, which are being rehabilitated by the present government. They were not there before. And this 108 bed hospital means that they have capacity. They are like tertiary hospital like BMSC. They can also receive cases from the secondary care. For so many years, the secondary care, for example, have been forgotten and neglected in Rivers State. But with the government of Rivers State at the moment is rehabilitating 14 of these general hospitals. We have them at Emoha. You have at let me just remember. You have at Ngo. You have at Opobo. You have at Nche. You have at Okrika, and then you also have at Opobo, like I mentioned earlier. You have at Abua. So these are some of the ones I have mentioned now. They are also being rehabilitated. These ones are 58-bed hospitals that are also being rehabilitated by this present government. Rehabilitation is not just rehabilitation of the facilities, of the wall or the wards. They're also rehabilitating the equipment and equipping them. So these are some of the things that are going on. Not only equipping them, like the theaters are also upgraded with modern facilities. The wards are upgraded with modern facilities. At the moment, you see me standing at the clinic of the civic center, which was rehabilitated by this government. Rehabilitation is still going on. You can see the facility around here. We are also rehabilitating primary health care centers. There's a new one being constructed at Mbosumini, and another one at Bile, that one has been reconstituted. So but there's other thing done by this present government in the health sector. The medical school, if you can remember, has been given accreditation by National University Commission. Of course, the medical school is a Rivers State University. So that is what is going on. The other hospital that is also very key to this particular administration, the Mother and Child Regional Hospital at the Air Force Base. That is a 158-bed hospital. And that 158-bed hospital is a hospital due to the state of the art, the state of the art equipment. Equipment have also been imported. Construction is going on actively at the moment. And at the moment, construction are between 80 and 90%. Then it also is supposed to have equipment like accommodation for staff and of course mortuary landscaping going on. In all these hospitals that the governor is, or the government of Rivers State is rehabilitating, landscaping is also inclusive, so that when you enter the hospital, you will know the difference between a modern hospital with facility. There's also, if you remember, about the month of November, the Rivers State government advertised for hospital staffs. So a lot of people have applied. Notices have been given to those who have applied. Not only doctors, but hospital staff too have also been advertised for. So we believe, and also in Rivers State, the School of Midwifery, the government have given a contract for renovation of School of Midwifery.
The success of this administration in infrastructural development in less than 3 years is overwhelming. Residents and commuters now drive on beautifully asphalted roads. Thus, the Operation Zero Pothole program of Governor Wike is a mission accomplished to the delight of Rivers people.
For allowing this place to be what it used to be, the Garden City, we all know it. So I'd like to thank God that made this possible. Things can only get better going forward in Rivers State. Our prayer is that Rivers State will continue to occupy a pride of place in the history of this country. So on this note, I have the permission of the governor to go forward to now commission this project. In the name of God Almighty, in the name of God Almighty, and on behalf of my colleagues who are with me, who has earlier been introduced, and on behalf of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, all the good people of Nigeria, I now commission this project for the use of people of Eche, the people of Rivers, the people of Nigeria, and the people of Africa. May God bless the man who made it possible, our brother and friend, Governor Wike. God bless you. Amen.
And people have been praying for somebody who is kind-hearted, who is loving, who is caring, who is also responsible to come and rescue them. And today, we are here to share the joy of this people, the joy of this project, which is going to impact the lives of this area. Governor, thank you very much for caring about your own people. Thank you very much for redeeming them from their problem. And please keep on. God is behind you. Your people are supporting you. And no enemy shall ever touch you. You will not be bound.
But I would give particular credit to His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, CON, GSSRS, for remembering us and keeping to his campaign, fulfilling his campaign promises. So I feel elated. As a politician, of course, it's to my political capital that it has been done.
Of Rivers State, Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike, CON, GSSRS, has a vision which is carved New Rivers Vision. And in the New Rivers Vision, his major interest is development of infrastructures in the state. This administration has embarked on enormous development of infrastructures in Rivers State. It is so much. It's in every local government. There are different types of infrastructure, even the abandoned ones by the previous administration. The contract has been given out and the project has in several areas have been completed. The governor is very particular in infrastructural development.
Rivers people, we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. Rivers people, we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. We dey see us, Rivers people, we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. Rivers people, we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well.
All those who will use this road and bridge will use it for things that will bring benefit to our people. That people should not use this for negative things, things that will bring shame to our people. I join all of you to thank the governor
as I formally commissioned this bridge for our use to develop the river state.
Teachers and students of government-owned schools are delighted to go to school as they now have more comfortable environment for teaching and learning to take place. The policy thrust of this administration is to ensure the completion of all health-related infrastructure inherited from the previous administration, and the people of the state are better off for it and happy with our governor, His Excellency Nyesom Ezenwo Wike, CON.
We dey see am, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel am, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make River State better. We get the walk. Rivers people we dey see am, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel am, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make River State better. We get the walk. We dey see am, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel am, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make River State better. We get the walk. Rivers people we dey see am, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel am, we get the walk. Rivers people we dey see am, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel am, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make River State